This is a status hearing involving the White children. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Mr. Nowak is with us representing the mother, Michelle White, who is with us. Mr. Barfield is with us representing the father, Sean White, who is with us.
Who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a permanency specialist.
And what does a permanency specialist do? Oh,
We
let me ask a different question. Have you prepared a court report for today's hearing?
Yes, I have.
And was that court report filed on September 24th of 2025?
Yes, it was.
Your Honor, we ask for judicial notice of that court report.
All right, so noted, and I have read that report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Sylvia, can we get an update on the family, on the children specifically, since the filing of the court report?
So the oldest child, Hunter, he's currently been having some issues at school and at placement. He is at a DEAP school currently and for the next 20 days due to fighting at school and stolen property from his peers. Also, he has vandalized his grandparents' vehicles when being redirected, and also whenever they just enforce discipline. As far as removing electronics from him, he has vandalized two of their vehicles. They are currently working with him. They want to, we started therapy with him. He does take ADHD medication, which was a new diagnosis for him. So some of it is being just adjusting to his environment and his medication. But that's what's going on currently with him. The middle child, which is Caleb, he is currently doing good in school. He's also on an IEP, and he does struggle a little bit with placement as far as redirecting. He doesn't like to be redirected, so they struggle a bit with that. He's also started therapy, or he will start therapy, sorry, this week. And then the smallest child is Jackson. He's doing good in school, but he also has issues with being redirected and just will kind of burst out in anger sometimes whenever he's playing and just things of that nature. So we've also are looking to set him up with a play therapist because they don't take individual therapy for his age group yet. He would still qualify for play therapy.
Okay. And how old is Jackson?
He is 5.
Thank you, Sylvia. In regards to Mrs. White, can I get an update on her, please?
Yes, so it's been a struggle with Michelle to communicate with her. These past couple of days, though, she has been very communicative with me. We have been able to kind of discuss some topics as far as drug screenings and, her needing to do her services. So she's a little bit more open to doing the services and also completing the OZAR so that she could possibly go to inpatient treatment. But it has been a struggle since the last time that we had a hearing. She was court ordered to drug screen and she did not go to that drug screen. She was she was ordered by us to drug screen in September, and she also did not show up to that drug screen. So it has been about a struggle with her these past couple of months, but I think that we might have a leadway now to possibly being on the same track as far as her services and what she needs to do.
Okay. Thank you. In regards to the father, Mr. White, can I get an update on him?
Yes, so I met with him first time in September. He did not go to his drug screen in August. I did let him know that he is ordered to drug screen as well as part of his family plan of service. And he did state that he would be willing to comply with drug screens, and he would be willing to work services, even though he still does not have any visitation with the kids.
Okay. And so for both parents, are those missed drug screens considered presumed positives by the department?
Yes, they are.
Okay. In regards to visitation, I understand Mr. White's visitation is suspended due to a bond restriction. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And is Ms. White having Michelle having visits?
Yes, she is.
How are those going with the kids?
So they're going well. One of the things that the kids do tend to get a little upset about is when she's not on time. Whenever she's not on time, they do get a little antsy, and it kind of stresses them a little bit when she's not on time. But they do enjoy being there with her. As soon as they see her, they greet her, they hug her. Michelle stays engaged with them while she's there during the visits. She'll ask him how they're doing at school. She'll also speak to the oldest, Hunter, who's struggling at school and struggling at placement. She'll give him words of encouragement to try to encourage him to do better. He does seem to be more open with her about the issue behind him getting in trouble at school and more into detail about what happened. So the visits go well whenever she is there.
All right. And have you created service plans for both parents in the case?
Yes, I have.
And do those service plans aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes, they do.
Are they also reasonably tailored to those issues of removal as well?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and can you please list 2 or 3 services that are specific to Michelle White's needs?
Parenting classes, the OZAR and following recommendations, and then also WAVE would be one that is specifically for her.
Okay, now as far as OSAR, that stands for Outreach Screening Assessment and Referral. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so is that a substance abuse assessment?
Yes, it is.
And is that necessary for her to complete in order to be tied into any substance abuse treatment?
Yes.
In regards to the WAVE, is that women's anger and violence?
Yes, it is.
And can you tell us why we have WAVE in there?
Whenever CPI was investigating and doing the report, there was an instance where her previous partner had physically been aggressive towards her in front of the children.
Okay. So is there any history that you are aware of where Michelle White was the physical aggressor?
There is, Mr. Sean White has made allegations stating that during their relationship, most of their altercations were due to her being physical towards him.
And when you say physical, do you mean like physically aggressive?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Um, has Michelle White reviewed the plan
yes, she has.
and has she signed the plan?
No, she has not. She would like to speak to her attorney and go over her plan with him.
In regards to the father, can you give me 2 or 3 services that are unique to him?
It would be drug screening, the OZAR, and then parenting classes.
And what concerns of drug use do we have with Mr. White?
He has admitted to using marijuana.
Thank you. And has the father reviewed the service plan?
Yes, he has. And he also asked if he could review his with his attorney due to him not understanding um, everything that was on the plan. I did go over it with him section by section and explain basically each service and what it was, but he did say that he would like to speak to his legal representative.
Okay. And have you filed those service plans?
Yes, I have.
Are we asking for drug screens again to be ordered today for each parent?
Yes, we are.
And is that both a urinalysis screen and a hair follicle screen?
Yes.
Can you please are there any other requests we have for the court?
Not at the moment.
Okay, and are we asking that these service plans be made in order of the court today?
Yes, we are.
All right, I pass the witness.
Thank you. Sylvia, would it be a continuing danger to the physical health and safety of these kids to be returned to either parent today?
Yes, it would.
Would it be contrary to their welfare to be returned to either parent today?
Yes, it would.
And have the parents drug screened at all? Has either parent drug screened to date?
No, they have not.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mr. Nowak, questions?
Thank you, Judge. And just briefly, Sylvia, as always, thanks for taking my calls at weird hours. And you and I spoke this morning, and I guess my request to you is let's get this OSAR as quick as possible. Ms. White wants to go into inpatient rehab. She will sign the plan today. You can email it to her again, copy me. I'll make sure it's going to become an order anyway, but I think it's important for the parents to sign up on it. So can you email her another copy of that plan and me as well?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Judge, that's all I had. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sylvia.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Barfield, questions?
Yes, Ms. Garcia, did you give Mr. White a physical copy of his plan?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And he just wanted to talk to me about it. Is that what he said?
Yes, he just said that he would like for you to look over it and read it, and then possibly read it with him again, because his reading, he's not really good at reading. So that was
Okay.
why we went section by section when I showed it to him.
Okay. And the reason you want a drug screen is so that you can make a determination whether that's an issue or not in the case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Wiggins?
Ms. Garcia, has the mom missed any visitation with the children?
No, she has not missed any.
Okay, her issue is just being late for the visitation.
Correct.
Okay, all right. And about how late generally is she for the visits?
She's about 15 to 20 minutes late.
Okay. Now, in regarding the boys, having interacted with them as well, I'm sure you have too. It just seems like they're very dependent on electronics. Would that be a fair statement?
That is the first statement.
Okay. And they have issues when they're separated from the electronics.
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Anyone else have further questions for Ms. Garcia?
No, Your Honor, the department rests.
All right. Mr. Nowak, any witnesses?
Briefly call Michelle White, please, Judge.
All right. Ms. White, if you'd unmute, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Nowak.
Thank you, Judge. Michelle, you've heard everyone talk today so far, correct?
Yes.
You know you need to sign your service plan, correct?
Yes.
We can get that done today, correct?
Yes.
And it's likely you're going to have the drug test at Care Express by 4 o'clock today. You can make that happen, right?
Yeah, I should be able to, yeah.
No matter the results, it's important that you drug test. If you don't, it's presumed positive. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And even if it comes out positive when you do test, that's a baseline for us to evaluate stuff at. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Are you committed to working with Ms. Garcia to getting this OSAR scheduled as soon as possible?
Yes.
And if one of the recommendations is inpatient rehab, you're willing to do that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in the meantime, get to these visits with the kids on time. That's very important. You understand that?
I'm not always 15, 20 minutes late. Sometimes I'm 5 minutes late, but it's understandable. I don't have a reliable transportation. So it's
Okay.
very iffy. I have to depend on someone else to come and pick me up.
And-
So that's the only bad thing. I mean, I
What-
try to be there as soon as I can. And normally it's fairly quickly, but sometimes I might be, 15 minutes.
If you need help getting the visits, please let Ms. Garcia know and let her know.
Well,
Hang
the
on,
thing
let me finish.
White, let him finish his sentence before you try to answer. The court reporter can't take you both down when you're both talking.
Okay.
If you need help getting to a visit, please let Ms. Garcia know. And I think it's important to let her know well in advance if you're going to need help. And it's my understanding the department will work with you to get to these visits.
Yeah, but sometimes my friends say, "Oh, I'll be there." Well, then they run late, and then by the time I call her, it's already 4:10, 4:15, and then for them to try to figure out who's going to watch the kids there to come pick me up and then come bring me back. I mean, it's so.
That first of all, and this is going to sound really harsh, maybe you need better friends, number one. Number two, let Miss Garcia
Oh,
know, like a day in advance if you're going to need transportation. And I'm sure she'll help you out with that.
okay.
Okay. Michelle, thank you so much. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Gutierrez, questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. White, your attorney has indicated that you'd be willing to do inpatient rehab. Is that correct?
Yes.
What substance are you currently struggling with, Ms. White?
I'm really not struggling with a substance. I'm more like a social user, so it's not like I'm addicted to it. But I just just to go to rehab, just to get that done, because I think I'll benefit from it as well.
Okay. Well, what substances are you using socially?
Just marijuana and alcohol.
All right. Pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Barfield, any questions for her?
No, sir.
Ms. Wiggins?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Nowak, any other witnesses?
No, sir.
All right, then, Mr. Barfield, any witnesses?
Yes, I'll call Sean, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. White, if you'd unmute.
Hello.
Thank you. Raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. White, you have received a copy of your service plan.
Yes, sir, I did. She gave it to me at the house here.
Okay. And so, what specific questions, if any, do you have in regards to drug testing?
Well, not really the drug testing. I feel like I don't have any rights to my kids now. And then she gets herself in trouble. And then I feel like I'm paying for it with having to take parenting classes and the random drug screenings and stuff like that. It's like, I had nothing to do with it, but here I am being punished. I feel like I'm being punished for it. But
Okay.
if I need to do them, I will. That's not a concern. Me and her talked about the drug screening, but I wanted to get with you first. We never had anything scheduled for a drug screening, so I don't know how I missed it. I'm kind of confused on that. And then,
Well, let me
my
ask you
parents did.
this.
Okay.
If the court orders you to drug screen today, can you get it done by 4 today?
I would like to see if I can do it tomorrow morning so I can be at work today.
Okay.
If that's all possible, but if I have to, yes, sir, I will go.
Okay. Now, in regards to the first survey plan, I'll take a look at it and I'll make sure and let you know everything that's in it and for you to do. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
Anyone else have questions for Mr. White?
No.
All right, then, Mr. Barfield, any other witnesses?
I have no other witnesses, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I'd recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator, that the child's placement be continued, or children's placement be continued. The boys do struggle with being very attached to electronics. I feel like maybe if we had a CASA, I think both the kids and placement need a little bit more support. And so I think it would be very beneficial for them to have the CASA if there's one available, Judge. I know we have limited resources when it comes to CASAs, unfortunately. And I don't really see, at this point, I just want mom to get to her visits on time. I don't really see how we can facilitate that if her ride is late, other than to say if she's more than 15, then generally they have to cancel the visits. So, and obviously we need a baseline drug screen, Judge, on both
Okay.
parents.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I ask Ms. Garcia a quick question?
Sure.
Sylvia, in the event a parent needs a ride to their visit and St. Francis can facilitate, how much notice does St. Francis need in order to get that visit, that transport? scheduled?
Usually we need the day before and no later than noon so that we can get a response if transportation is available.
Okay, so you need to know the morning before the visit, correct? Well, the morning of the day before the visit.
Correct.
Okay, all right. That's all I needed, Judge. Thank you. I thought that information would be important for Ms. White.
Okay. All right, then, based on what I've heard, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue the children's current placements. I'll order both parents to hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. I'm going to order that both parents' visitation will be suspended until they've provided a hair strand UA drug screen and also provided a negative UA drug screen. What I mean by that is if your hair strand is positive, that's okay. We need a baseline to see that you're not continuing to use, but I know that Mr. White's visitation is suspended due to a bond restriction, but if that bond restriction were lifted, his visitation will still be suspended until he provides a negative UA drug screen. Same with Miss White. I think the best way to handle the visitation, if Miss White's friends are late, then we'll just order that Miss White arrive for her visitation 30 minutes prior to the scheduled time. And that way that gives her rides 30 minutes to be late and she'll still be on time. So, okay, our next hearing will be an initial permanency hearing. That will be on February 2nd, 2026. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties can ask their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before February 2nd to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a quick clarifying question.
Uh-huh.
And I have to ask this because St. Francis, it's going to go down the chain, and I want to make sure we have this answer.
Okay.
How late can Ms. White be for her visits before we cancel them? I don't want them to be canceled prematurely, but I
Well,
think my client's going to need direction.
I've already ruled that she'll have to be there 30 minutes early. If she's not, then it's canceled, period. But if she arrives 30 minutes, she'll either be there 30 minutes early or there will not be a visitation. So in answer to your question, if she's not there 30 minutes before the scheduled time, she's already late according to this order. So
Thank you, Your Honor.
mm-hmm.
And Judge, do I need to get with Brittany to talk about CASA?
I've made a note here. She's with us now, so she's heard it, and I've left a note for her. We'll check with CASA today or tomorrow, and if they have one available, then we'll send out an email to everybody saying who that CASA worker is.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all. All right, we'll be in recess here for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be back to call another status hearing on a Randall County case involving the Sanchez child. So y'all have a good week. We'll be in recess.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all. This is a status hearing involving the Sanchez child. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Archer is with us representing the mother, Jessica Sanchez, who is with us. We have two alleged fathers, Stephen Moore. First one, I show he's incarcerated. He is not with us. And the second one being Jonathan Nichols. He is not in the waiting room. This case was set for 9:30. It's now 9:38. We'll proceed in the two alleged fathers' absences. So, Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Could you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do?
I am a permanency specialist.
And have you created a court report for this case and filed it with the court?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, we ask the court to take judicial notice of that court report filed on September 25th of 2025.
All right, so noted, and I have read that report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Potts, can we get an update on Sophie since the filing of the court report?
Yes, ma'am. I did call and speak to the hospital this morning to see if I could get an update on her. She is at 0.2 liters of oxygen right now at 100%, and they said that that is about as close as you can get to room air. They said that they tried to go down to room air completely, and she only lasted for 10 minutes at that, and she couldn't breathe. So they had to go back to the 0.2 liters. We are having to put her in as a PMN because of the oxygen. Originally, we thought once she got her feeding tube out that we wouldn't need to do that, but that isn't the case. Right now, she is weighing 5 pounds and 12 ounces and is 46 centimeters long. We have weaned her off of caffeine as of 9/18. She is in an open crib. She is able to keep herself warm now. She's still in the NeoSure. She's eating every 3 hours, anywhere between 1 to 2 ounces. So she's making good progress.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. And how is Ms. Sanchez? What are the updates on Ms. Sanchez since the filing of the court report?
I had been a little bit worried about Jessica because I hadn't been able to reach her, but I have been able to speak to her the last couple of days. After court, just as Judge Graham had requested, we did get her to drug screen. We did her hair follicle and her UA. On both of them, she was very positive for meth, marijuana, and amphetamines. She has called and left a message to schedule her OSAR, and she also has called to schedule for her rational behavior therapy. She's reached out to me a few times and asked me if I could help her get into a state-funded inpatient rehab facility. She was pending a bed at Senecor before all of those changes happened. She was pretty discouraged, and her exact words were to me that she was going to die on the streets if she didn't get help soon. So we have pulled up a long list of state-funded facilities, and we are going to start calling on those today.
Okay. I'm very glad to hear that she is looking for that help. Thank you for helping her, Crystal.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to the alleged fathers, can we get updates on them?
Yes, ma'am. The only one that I currently have information on is going to be Stephen Moore II. We decided to do the paternity testing on him first because he was incarcerated, so that was going to be the easiest route to go. Originally, he was in Randall County. He had been released, and then as of October 1st, he had been arrested again and now is in Potter County. So I have updated them with that information so that we can get that testing going. We did go ahead and create service plans for both of them pending paternity testing.
And when you communicate with, is it Terry Chavez at DFPS? That's our
Yes, ma'am.
liaison with the agencies. Can you make sure to include me as well, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And you have no updates on Mr. Nichols, is that correct?
That's correct. He does not have a phone. And what I was reading through investigations, even all of their communications was having to go through his mother or locating his girlfriend. And as far as I'm aware, Karen and I, neither one have been able to reach him.
Have you requested an accurate search or some kind of data search on him to help locate him?
The accurate search was done by CPS. We do have that, and that is his mom's number is in that.
Thank you, Crystal. As
Yes,
far
ma'am.
as visitation, is Miss Sanchez having visitations with Sophie?
She is not. She is allowed to have virtual visits. She has not arranged for any of those. And I believe that most of this comes from her. I mean, she wants to be sober. She wants to go in and she wants to get the help. So I think she's just kind of distanced herself from that. And, just I have sent her updates. I've sent her, some little short clips of videos. I've sent her some pictures, those kind of things as she asked. But as far as visitation, she has not had those because they're only virtual.
Okay. And Mr. Moore is not having visitation due to being in Potter County, is that correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Nichols hasn't been located, so he is not having visits, is that correct?
That is correct. And I do want to note that the hospital staff let me know, I want to say it was probably around 9:15, that an alleged dad, but they did not state their name, came to the NICU around midnight, trying to see Sophie, and they were denied access. We did set a code word for her at that point, and they weren't able to tell me who the person was. They just said that they were Sophie's dad.
Okay. Let's see here. Have you created service plans for the mother and the two alleged fathers in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And do those service plans aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they reasonably tailored to the issues in removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please identify 2 to 3 services for Ms. Sanchez that are unique to her?
Yes, we went ahead and put her in WAVE. She has experienced some domestic violence on both sides of it. And so we wanted to make sure that we addressed that. We've also put her into individual therapy specifically to address some prior traumas that she has dealt with, that she shared with me. And so we want it to be tailored towards those things. In addition to parenting, and that's 3 that are tailored to her.
Regarding Mr. Moore, can you please identify 2 to 3 services that are unique to him?
So we had a little bit of trouble deciding what services to go for on them. I went off of criminal history and those kind of things because we didn't have a whole lot of background on either one of them. So we did put them in parenting. We did go.
Ms. Potts, if you
Yes.
could clarify, I'm asking specifically about Mr. Moore and you replied them. So are we
Okay.
still talking about Mr. Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. If you can please go ahead and answer in regards to Mr. Moore.
So we did put him in parenting. We did go ahead and do batterer's intervention for him. And we also went ahead and put him into drug testing based on prior history.
Thank you, Ms. Potts. And regarding Mr. Nichols, what 2 or 3 services in his service plan are unique to him?
For Mr. Nichols, we went ahead and put him for individual therapy, and also in parenting. We don't have a whole lot of history on him, even based on previous criminal records. And so we decided that for right now, this was going to be the best way to go until we have more information.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Sanchez reviewed and signed her service plan.
Yes, ma'am. She actually signed for me last night, and I have refiled the signed copy.
Thank you. Has Mr. Moore, have you reviewed the service plan with Mr. Moore?
I have not.
Did you attempt to do so?
I believe that Karen and her mentor went to attempt that, and I am unsure if they were able to see him or not.
Okay, but it was attempted. I will have to call her as a witness then. And regarding Mr. Nichols, since he is not located, then he has not had an opportunity to review or sign the plan. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What drug screens are we asking the court to order today?
Well, we tested them in September, but I do believe for this month that we should go ahead and UA again. And I believe just for the drug panels, I don't believe the alcohol is necessary at this time.
Okay, so for Ms. Sanchez, we're asking for a urinalysis to be ordered today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we asking for anything on Mr. Nichols?
I don't think so. I think that we need to wait until we have paternity on one of the 2 of them.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Ms. Archer. Questions?
Ms. Potts, do you know if Ms. Sanchez has transportation to the drug test?
She will tell me if she does not. She does have some friends that will transport, but she usually will let me know if she needs transportation.
And would you say that she's very motivated to do these services and get her rights back to her child?
I do believe so. She really wants to be in the inpatient rehab.
Well, thank you for checking on those. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
ma'am.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Wiggins.
I don't have any questions. Oh, well, actually, I do. Ms. Potts, you had mentioned an acronym when you talked about placement for the child. Is that a medical foster home? Is that what we're looking for, or what did you mean?
Yes, ma'am. It's primary medical needs. And so it's a specific type of home because she will be leaving on oxygen. And as of right now, there are no homes in this area available. They are only in Region 6, which is in the Houston area.
Okay, and so are we keeping her in the hospital until we can find one closer to this area?
We are keeping her in until we can find anywhere that is able to take her at this time. They told me this morning that she is ready to get out.
Did they indicate that, so ready to get out, did they indicate that she could travel for 10 hours though to Region 6?
They are aware of where she is supposed to be going, so I believe that she would probably be transported by ambulance and our transportation would follow.
Okay. And in regards to the paternity test, do you feel that if a paternity is established, then they would need to drug screen in order to see the child since the medical needs?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Anyone else have further questions for Ms. Potts?
No, Your Honor. The department next calls Karen Huddleston as its witness.
Okay, I had some questions for her first. So,
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
first of all, Crystal, thank you for such a detailed report on how Sophia is doing. That sounded like you were a nurse testifying today. So, I've got a couple of housekeeping matters. Do you believe it would be a continuing danger to the physical health and safety of Sophia to be returned to either the mother or either of these alleged fathers today?
Yes, sir.
Would it be contrary to Sophia's welfare to be returned to any of these people today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you does Miss Sanchez does she have to do the OSAR before we can pay for her inpatient if we locate one? Is that a requirement that OSAR recommend inpatient?
That I am not 100% sure of. We had started calling just facilities to see if we could get, I'm sorry, there's a fly bothering me. We are trying to see if we could just get her in somewhere based off of her not having insurance. I mean, we started. So she has contacted OSAR if that's the route we have to go.
Okay, so if we find a place that could take her, then we can let we can try to let OSAR know, okay, we've got a place, let's get this OSAR done, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I assume it will help if she goes to her OSAR assessment and tells them what you said, that I'm going to die on the streets if I don't get inpatient. I think that's about the best thing she could say to qualify for it. So,
yes, sir.
Okay, and I applaud Ms. Sanchez for realizing the problem and wanting to deal with it. That's something we don't often see. So, all right. Finally, do we know what Mr. Moore is incarcerated for?
Yes, sir. He was charged with it was another domestic violence charge, and that's what he was in previously for as well.
Okay. Did it have to do with Ms. Sanchez or someone else?
I believe it was someone else. That's when I started reaching out to Ms. Sanchez this weekend, calling her like crazy, trying to make sure that it wasn't her and that she was safe, and she assured me that it was not her involved.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then Ms. Archer, do you have any? I'm sorry, Ms. Gutierrez, you wanted to call.
I did, but I wanted to clarify something with Ms. Potts.
Okay.
Ms. Potts, a lot of these inpatient rehabilitation locations have their own substance abuse assessment that they can do with a potential patient. So that may be another avenue to help her quickly get that assessment and qualify and get in the door. Yes, Your Honor, the department wants to call Karen Huddleston.
Okay.
Can I say
Ms.
one more
Huddleston?
thing real quick?
Yeah, sure.
We did look at a program that is called Nexus, and it is in Dallas. I actually have another mother who is there right now, and they offer all kinds of services plus trauma therapies and pretty much everything that we had on her service plan. They have options for that. And so that is where we are really trying to push for. And then they have a step 2, which is called Genesis, and it is in Kaufman, Texas. And so that's really where we're trying to lean right now.
Great, great. All right, Ms. Huddleston, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. Karen, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
And I understand you are training as a permanency specialist. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so once you're done with that training, you'll be taking over this case with Sophie and Jessica. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I understand that you attempted to meet with Mr. Moore at the jail. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you able to see him?
Yes.
Were you able to review that service plan with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he sign the service plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did that signed service plan get filed?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so.
All right, I pass the witness then.
All right, thank you. Ms. Archer, any questions?
No, Judge.
Ms. Wiggins?
Yes, Ms. Huddleston, when you spoke with the Mr. Moore, did he indicate whether was that before this person attempted to go to the hospital to see the baby?
I don't know. I think he's been in the hospital. I don't know when they went to try to see him.
Okay, so you don't know if this was the father that attempted to try to go see the child?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the father who tried to see him.
Okay.
Her.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
Your Honor, if I may have 1 minute, I need to check something, and then based on that, I may call Ms. Sanchez very briefly.
Okay,
Well,
you can go.
actually, let me just call her, Your Honor. The department calls Jessica Sanchez as its witness.
All right, Ms. Sanchez, if you would unmute, please. Can you hear me?
Yes,
All right, raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
yes,
All right, Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sanchez, you are Sophie's mother, is that correct?
yes,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, are Mr. Moore and Mr. Nichols, are they the only possible alleged fathers for Sophie?
yes.
Okay, is there anyone else around the time of conception that you were, that you had a romantic or sexual relationship with?
No,
No? Okay, that's all I needed, Your Honor. I passed the witness.
All right, anyone else have questions for Ms. Sanchez?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then. Ms. Archer, did you have any witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Wiggins.
No witnesses.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I'd recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator, continues Sophie's placement. But I find it unfortunate that we have to go to Region 6 to place her, but obviously if we need a medical home, then that's what we'll have to do. But I mean, I got the same report about the oxygen as well. So.
Okay. All right. Okay, I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator. I'll continue the current placements. I'll order the services for Ms. Sanchez and the 2 alleged fathers, Mr. Moore and Mr. Nichols, as contained in their service plans. I'll order that Ms. Sanchez UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. Ms. Sanchez, do you think you'll be able to get transportation, or do we need to put y'all in a breakout room and decide who's going to get you there?
I have transportation.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, I'm going to further order that if either of these gentlemen or whoever is established as the biological father of the child, that biological father provide a negative hair strand and UA drug screen before they have any visitation. Okay, our next hearing will be the initial permanency hearing on February 2nd, 2026. Any of the parties can ask their attorneys, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before February 2nd to see exactly what time of day we'll have that hearing. Okay, Crystal, once again, thank you for being so thorough. You're obviously prepared. Miss Huddleston, if you're training under her, you've got a good teacher there. So,
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, we'll be in recess. I'll be back here in about 5 minutes or so to call another Randall County status hearing on the Robertson child. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good week. Ms. Sanchez, good luck to you. And again, we appreciate the fact that you are reaching out for help. That's what we're really here for.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good week.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
You may. This is a status hearing on the Robertson child. Robertson or Robertson, somebody can tell me how to pronounce it. But,
I think at the last hearing we decided it was Robertson, Judge.
Robertson. Okay. All right. Thank you. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Ms. Grant is with us representing the father, Mr. Robertson III, who I show is incarcerated in TDCJ. And Ms. Graff is with us representing the mother, Ms. Vallis Jones, and she is also with us.
Can you just give us an update on how Layton is doing in her kinship placement?
Yes, Layton is doing very well. She's established a very well routine. And she is, go ahead.
And she is still placed with Mr. Robertson's wife and her biological brother, correct?
Correct, she is.
Has she had any updated, are they keeping on track of the required medical appointments and things like that?
Yes, they are. She had a dental appointment on October 1st, and then her next medical is on her birthday, October 30th.
All right, perfect. As far as visitation, what kind of visitation is she currently having with Miss Vales Jones?
At this time, she's only doing virtual visitation from 2 to 3 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Now, initially, Miss Vales Jones had been doing in-person visitation, correct?
That is correct.
Were there any issues in her ability to make any of those appointments or those visitations?
She was providing her own transportation to see Layton, but it was recently changed to virtual due to she did not complete the court order from previous adversary hearing, and she did not drug screen.
Okay, and so it was just a couple of weeks ago that we finished that adversary hearing, correct?
Yes, on September 22nd.
All right, and she was court ordered to drug screen that day, correct?
That is correct.
Did she give you a reason why she didn't go?
Yes, she says she fell asleep.
All right, and so I guess was the department concerned that she had not yet drug screened?
Correct.
And is that why the visits were switched to virtual for now?
Yes, they were switched to virtual due to her not drug screening, and she had not drug screened previously for CPS either.
And I mean, was that a concern of possible exposure to the child?
Correct.
All right, and so if now has Miss Vales Jones gone ahead and done that drug screen?
So on October the 2nd, she did submit to a hair follicle. The results are pending at this time. I checked them this morning, but she did refuse a UA.
Okay, so the only test she did was a hair follicle, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, is the department going to want to see negative UA results before considering any sort of return to in-person visitation?
Correct.
And do you believe that that would be in Layton's best interest for her physical health and safety?
I do.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about Miss Vales Jones and her services. So have you had the opportunity to develop a service plan for Miss Vales Jones in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had the opportunity to go over that service plan with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she sign that service plan?
She did.
All right, and has that been filed with the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. What are some of the services that are narrowly tailored to Miss Vales Jones's needs in this case that we're asking that she complete?
Yes, ma'am. So we have an OSAR. We also have parenting. We also have domestic violence support group, and individual counseling.
Okay. Now, have you provided referrals for Miss Vales-Jones to get started on any of those?
Yes, I provided a referral for the individual counseling and also for Padre, and she is aware of what phone numbers she needs to call in order to set up the rest of the services.
All right. Do you know, has she started anything else, or started up anything at this point, or relayed to you that she started anything?
Yeah, so I know that she was scheduled for an intake last week. I don't believe that happened, but it wasn't because of her. They didn't call her.
An intake for which of the services?
For Padre,
Okay.
for the parenting.
All right. And have you gotten with her to follow up on that again?
Yes, I provided her the information this morning and as well as last week.
Perfect. Do you believe that the services in that filed family plan of service are geared towards helping her hopefully reunify with Leighton?
Yes.
All right. Now, have you had an opportunity to come up with a service plan for Mr. Robertson?
Yes, ma'am.
And now he is in custody in TDCJ, correct?
Correct.
So has he been able to sign his family plan of service?
He has not been able to sign it, but I did mail it to him.
Yeah. And have you gone over the services with him on the phone or through whatever communication they're allowing you to have with him?
Yes.
Is he in agreement with working those services?
He is in agreement.
Okay. Has he relayed any possible, I guess, hindrances to completing some of those services to you?
The only thing was one of the classes that they offer there at TDCJ, he said he already took the class and that he wouldn't be able to, and it was for a parenting class, and that he wouldn't be able to take it again for another 2 to 3 years. And he completed it in 2024 prior to this case.
Okay. Do you know if he has any sort of certificate or anything for that program?
Yes, he said that he would provide it to me.
All right. And I mean, barring the obvious issue of him remaining in custody, do you otherwise believe that that service plan is geared towards helping him reunify with Leighton?
Correct.
What are some of the services in there that are geared towards some of the issues in this case?
For Mr. Robertson, we have OSAR. We also have parenting class, and we also have individual therapy.
Okay. And has he indicated for whatever those that he can complete while incarcerated, he's going to do those?
During our last phone call, he stated that he would do some more research, and then we're going to be meeting monthly by phone, and that he would provide me with an update.
Okay. At this point, do you believe that there's a continuing danger as far as placing Leighton back in the home of her mother or with her father?
Yes.
For Mr. Robertson, is the fact that he's still incarcerated and does not have a release date one of the primary dangers?
Correct.
Do you know, or does he know if he would be able to provide a safe and appropriate home if he's released?
He states yes, that he
Okay.
would be able to provide an appropriate and safe home.
Have you been able to confirm anything like that because he's incarcerated?
No, ma'am, I have not.
And so does that maintain that continuing danger concern for the department?
Correct.
As far as Miss Vales-Jones is concerned, what are some of the continuing danger concerns the department still has?
Continuing danger that she hasn't drug screened, or we don't have the results back for the hair follicle and refusal of UA, and then also of course possible substance abuse, and then the inconsistent explanations for the child's bruises.
Are you asking today that the court make the family plans of service that you've gone over with the parents in order of the court?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to continue Leighton's placement?
Yes.
Are there any other updates that the court needs, either on the parents or on Leighton at this time, that you need to make them aware of?
Not at this time.
I will pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Graff, questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Vasquez Moreno, Isn't it true that the mother went to the drug screen and provided a UA, but they told her it wasn't sufficient to be able to test?
Yes, ma'am, it is true.
So can you explain to the court why you told the court she refused to do the UA?
Yes, ma'am, because that's what it said on the results when I looked them up.
So isn't it true that my client has asked you to be able to go drug screen to do another UA, and you told her that she couldn't do it for another month?
That is correct, because they are at random.
But isn't it true that she could be called to do a random in the next week or so and not know what day?
That is correct.
So would you be willing to schedule that for her, schedule a random UA for her in the next week?
I'm unsure.
And why is that?
Because I would have to get it approved from my supervisor.
Is that possible to get your supervisor involved in this case?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay. That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Grant, any questions?
Ma'am, the reason that Mr. Robertson is having to be contacted monthly by phone is partially because his facility is under lockdown right now, correct?
I was not aware.
Okay. And if he gives you the certificate from the previous parenting class, will you be able to review that course and consider it as credit for his parenting class, since he cannot take it 2 times according to TDCJ rules?
I would have to get that approved by my supervisor.
Okay. Is there anything else we can provide about the class that would help you know, such as a syllabus or content, table of contents?
For sure, he can provide that to me. I also when I sent the family plan of service, I provided him with some jail resource packets so if he could work those and send them back to me. And I did send him paid postage to send them back to me.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So, Ms. Vasquez, the St. Francis has what I call a parenting packet for people that are incarcerated, correct?
Yes.
So even though TDCJ may not let him take another parenting class, he could do that packet, and that would satisfy his parenting requirement for St. Francis, correct?
I'm unsure. I apologize.
Well, I can tell you this court would consider it that it would pass. So if you'd let him know that even though he can't take it through him, he'll do the parenting pack, the court will consider that he has completed his parenting. So, okay, thank you. All right. Ms. Wildman, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Graff, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call my client, Christiana Vallis-Jones.
Okay. Ms. Jones, if you'd unmute, please. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Graff.
So, Ms. Vallis-Jones, could you tell the court what happened when you went to do the drug screen on the day that you did the hair test?
Yes, ma'am. She had called me to go do a random UA. It had to go before 4 o'clock, and unfortunately, my coworker was supposed to relieve me. She didn't show up, so I was stuck there all day long. My boss let me leave for an hour, and as soon as the hour was up, I had to go back to the desk and be there another.
I'm sorry. Could you slow down just a little bit?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. I have anxiety. I'm a little nervous.
I understand.
I had to work like a 12, 13-hour shift that day, and my boss only let me leave for like an hour, and he was being a jerk. So at 4 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, I had to leave and like hurry up and get to the place before 4 o'clock, and he was like rushing me to hurry up and get back because he had to work the night shift, and he was mad about it. So I was there literally from 6 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night with an hour break to go UA. And I guess
so
when I got there,
Ms. Vallis-Jones,
yes, sir.
What
Yes, ma'am,
happened when you went to do the UA? What happened?
I didn't have enough pee, I guess. I peed, but I guess it wasn't enough. But then and then they didn't even have my orders to cut my hair. I had to send it to them myself.
Okay, so you were able to do the hair test that day, correct?
Yes,
so did they tell you anything that you could do regarding the urine test, the UA?
Yeah, they told me I could wait there and go again, but my boss kept calling me like after like the hour to hurry up and get back to the desk.
Are you willing to do another UA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What other of the services have you done since we had court the last time?
The lady called me the other day to set up the intake for parenting, made the appointment, but never called me again. And then I did call TPC myself because I used to be in services with them. So I was trying to just get reinstated, but I guess they have to refer me again or something like that. So I gotta call back and find out why it's gonna take so long.
Okay, so you have actually started this, trying to get the services lined up for yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. And this morning I asked V for the rest of the numbers so I can start calling myself instead of having to wait for everybody to call me.
So do you have those numbers now?
Yes, ma'am. She sent it to me this morning.
Okay, great. So are you asking the court that if the drug screens come back as negative, that you can go back to in-person visits?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wildman, did you have questions for her?
Just briefly, Judge, Ms. Vale Jones, prior to Leighton coming into care, you refused UAs multiple times from the department, correct?
No.
So do you recall the case that, like the family-based cases and the investigations, and they asked you to drug screen and you never provided them?
I didn't have to comply with them until they had a court order from a judge.
Okay. And you didn't comply with the court order from the adversary hearing, correct?
I was going to. I had worked night audit the night before when we had court, and I fell asleep, and it was a whole issue. Like I woke up panicking, and I tried to go, but it was too late, they said.
Okay. Would you agree with me that if you were at work and knew that you had this drug screen coming up this most recent time, that you could have done things to prepare for that drug screen, such as drinking water while you were at work throughout the day?
Yes, ma'am. I did. I thought I had enough water. I've been drinking water, but I guess I peed before I get left or whatever.
I've got no further questions, Judge.
All right, Ms. Grant, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Vallis Jones, did you sign your family service plan of service?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you aware that on that family plan of service for each service you're supposed to comply with, that the phone number, address, and contact information was provided to you at that time?
I didn't know that. I was under the impression that they were supposed to call me.
Okay, so do you now understand that you have to be proactive in that and that you can refer back to your service plan for all contact information?
Yes, ma'am. And I had V send me all the numbers this morning, so I've already been trying to call.
Okay, all right. Do you have a copy of your service plan?
Yes, ma'am. It's in my emails.
Okay, great. Pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Wiggins?
I have no question, Judge.
All right. Ms. Wildman, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Oh, I had, Ms. Jones, I've got one. You were talking fast. I didn't understand when you were discussing, when you went for your hair strand, you said they didn't have something and I had to send it myself. What did you mean?
They did not have the orders for my hair follicle. They only have the one for the UA. So I had to email it myself, and then they had my name spelled wrong, so I had to fix my name for them also.
Okay, so you're just saying you had to get them the referral to take your hair strand.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They
You
didn't
didn't
have
give
it
it. They didn't tell you send me some of your hair, did they?
No, sir.
Okay, good. That was concerning to me.
No.
All right. Okay. Does anyone else have any further witnesses? All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I'd recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator, the department, or the child's placement be continued. She's doing well there. In regards to the drug screen, if she provides hopefully one today, maybe we can get these started in person again.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I'll continue Leighton's current placement. I'll order that Ms. Jones visits will be suspended until she provides a negative UA. I will go ahead and order that she provide a UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at Care Express. And Ms. Jones, do you have transportation to get to there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. And I will order that if her when she has provided a negative UA drug screen, then her visits will go back to in-person visits. Now, the previous orders, I'll just state the previous orders that I made at our last hearing, that that Layton not be taken to prison to see Mr. Robertson, and that Layton not be moved without a prior court order, and that Joshua Sims not attend any visits. Those orders will continue in effect. So, okay. Our next hearing will be an initial permanency hearing on February 2nd, 2026. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing. Parties can ask their lawyers, or anybody can go on the court's online docket a day or two before February 2nd to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. And Ms. Vasquez, if you'd be sure to get the 2054 over there so that if she needs to go to get it done and get to work, then she can get that done today. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good week. We'll be in recess. I'll be back here in just a few minutes to call a final hearing on the Pelt child. So y'all have a good week, and we will be in recess.
Judge, are all of the attorneys for the Pelt case in the waiting room?
Let's see.
It'd be Jay Michelson, Tristan McDaniel, and Tracy Riley.
I've got Tracy. I've got Tristan. Yeah, I've got Jay. Yeah. You want a breakout room?
Yes. Can I get a breakout one with Jay Michelson to start with?
Just you and him?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me go ahead and bring everybody in. I'll call the case, and then we'll put you in your breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
Be back.
Thank you, Judge. This was my only hearing today. May I be excused for the day?
Yes, ma'am. You have a good week, Stacy.
Thank you. You too.
You don't want to hang out and come into some breakout rooms, Stacy?
No, thank you. I got a lot of cases of my own to work on.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too, Judge.
Yes,
Okay.
I am
Great
leaving
day.
too. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Y'all have a good week.
Thanks.
Thank you too.
This is a final hearing involving the Cora Pelt child. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Garrett's with us for CASA. Ms. Holcomb is with us representing the child. Ms. Riley is with us representing the mother. Ms. Pelt, who's with us. Mr. Michelson's with us representing the father. Mr. Knowles, who's with us. That's all the parties.
All right, Judge, I believe we are in agreement and ready to announce an agreement from the parties.
Okay, who wants to announce the agreement?
I think I can. I think I've got it all written down well.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
the agreement is that the parents are going to be named joint managing conservators, with the I guess with the deviation that Brandon Knowles will be designated as having the exclusive right to designate the residents, education, and make medical and psychiatric decisions. An exception obviously would need to be made as far as non-invasive and emergency medical issues when Cora is in the possession of Miss Pelt. But as far as the other rights in JMC, those would remain standard.
He gets all right. He gets to designate the residents, medical decisions, and what else?
The educational decisions.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And then as far as visitation, Judge, it would start with 2 weeks unsupervised for 2 hours. Then it would progress to 4 weeks unsupervised for 4 hours. 2 weeks unsupervised for 8 hours. 2 weeks of overnights beginning Friday at 6 p.m. and going till Saturday at 6 p.m. And at that point, it would transition to standard visitation. In regards to that unsupervised visitation, Brandon Knowles would have the ability to request to inspect Ms. Pelt's home and deny visitation if the condition of the home would impair the physical health and safety of the child. Visitation would then resume upon improvement of the home's condition. And I think that was everything. Does anybody else?
No child support, no medical support.
I think the plan was just to do, I guess we didn't discuss that, but my understanding would probably be that we would do that as minimum wage if that's what she's working. Mr. Michelson? Miss Riley?
Yeah, we didn't discuss child support, so I'd have to go back to my client because
All right, let's get it done. I can't. I don't.
I know, Judge. I understand.
Excuse me. I either got to say no support, no medical support, or I got to set it. So, who lawyers go back in again?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I tell you, I got to set child support if y'all can't agree to something else. So, all right, let me get y'all back in there. Go ahead.
So my client agrees to pay child support to Mr. Knowles, based currently, she is in a job transition. So at this point in time, it would be based on minimum wage, for one child. There is no, right now, she does have a second child, but there is no child support orders there. So we'll deal with that on the second child if need be. As far as medical, Mr. Knowles would continue to keep her on Medicaid. And then the parties would split unreimbursed medical costs between the two of them at 50-50.
Right, so if the child's going to remain on medical, I have to set something. I can set it as low as 25 a month.
And yes, Judge, we would ask for that.
Okay.
Unless Mr. Knowles has insurance, I haven't been told he does. So I believe it's going to stay on Medicaid. Yep. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And other than that, Judge, we agree to the rest of the agreement as Ms. Wildman stated earlier.
All right. Thank you. All right. Mr. Michelson, is this your client's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe it is.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Holcomb, are you in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right. And then CASA, you've heard the announcement. Is CASA okay with this agreement?
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right, then I will approve the agreement. I will name Ms. Pelt and Mr. Knowles joint managing conservators, with Mr. Knowles having the right to designate the child's residence, make medical decisions and educational decisions. As far as the visitation, I couldn't write that fast, but I will approve the agreement as to visitation as announced by Ms. Wildman, and I assume as will be contained accurately in the order presented to the court. I will set child support for Ms. Pelt based on minimum wage. I'll set her medical reimbursement at $25 per month. Both the child support and the medical reimbursement will begin November 1st, 2025, and will be due and payable on the same day of each month thereafter until further court order. All right, the department, CASA, and all other court-appointed relationships will be dismissed after all appellate and de novo periods have expired. Since we have a final resolution in this case, there'll be no further hearings set. So I appreciate y'all working this out. This was our final hearing for the day, so we will stand in recess. I guess I need to bring all these people in and let them know we've had an agreement. Let me get everybody in. All right, I think everyone's in. This is Judge Graham. I've let in some, I assume, potential witnesses in the Cora Pelt final hearing. The parties have reached an agreement, so there is not going to be a hearing today. We apologize that it took so long, but the parties had some details to work out before we could reach the agreement. So everyone, whether you were just asked to testify or whether you were under subpoena, you are released. This was our final hearing for the day, so I'm going to dismiss everybody and we will be in recess. And once again, to the parties, thank you for working that out.
Thank you, Judge.
Y'all have
Thanks,
a good
everybody.
week.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Judge.